Hey everyone, so React Native 79 was just released. Let's go through the blog post. So today we are excited to release React Native 79. This release ships with performance improvements on various fronts as well as several bug fixes. First, Metro is now faster to start thanks to deferred hashing and has stable support for package exports. Startup time in Android will also be improved thanks to changes in the JS bundle compressions and much more. Highlights new Metro features, JSC moving to a community package, iOS Swift compatible native modules registration, Android faster app startup, removal of remote JS debugging. So highlights Metro faster startup and package exports support. This release ships with Metro 0.82. This version uses deferred hashing to improve the speed of first yarn start typically by over 3x more in large projects and mono repos, making your development experience and CI builds faster on a daily basis. Also in Metro 0.82 we are promoting package.json exports and imports field resolution to stable. Export resolutions was introduced in React Native 72 and imports was added in a community contribution. Both will be enabled by default for all projects on React Native 79. This improves compatibility with modern npm dependencies and open up new standards compliant ways to organize your project. JSC moving to community package. As part of our efforts to reduce API surface of React Native, we are in the process of moving the JavaScript core engine to a community maintained package, React Native community JavaScript core. This change will not affect users that are using Hermes. Starting with React Native 78, you can use community supported version of JSC by following the installation instruction in the README. The JSC version provided by React Native core will still be available in 79, but we are planning to remove it in the near future. Moving JavaScript code to a community maintained package will allow us to update the JSC version more frequently and offer you the latest features. The community maintained JSC will follow a separate release schedule from React Native. iOS Swift compatible native module registration. In this release we are revamping the way in which you can register your native modules into the React Native runtime. The new approach follows the same approach of components described in the official documentation. Starting from this version of React Native, you can register your modules by modifying the package.json. We introduced a new modules provider fields in the iOS property. CodeGen will take care to create all the relevant code starting from your package.json file. If you do use a pure C++ native component, you will have to follow this recommended configuration. So configure C++ modules in your app. So something like this, but I wish they had shown us how to use it with Swift. That is still missing. If you know, do let me know in the comments. With this new approach, we unified the registration of native modules for both app developers and library maintainers. Libraries can simplify the same properties in their package.json and CodeGen will take care of the rest. This approach solves the limitation we introduced in 77 that prevented the registration of a pure C++ native module with a Swift app delegate. As you can see, none of these changes modifies the app delegate and the generated code will work for app delegate implemented with both Swift and Objective-C. Android faster app startup. We are also shipping a change to improve your Android startup time by a significant amount. Starting with this version, we won't be compressing the JavaScript bundle anymore inside the APK. Previously, the Android system needed to uncompress the JavaScript bundle before your app could start. This was causing a significant slowdown during the app startup. Starting from this release, we will be shipping the JavaScript bundle uncompressed by default, so your Android app will be generally faster to start. The Margello team tested this feature on the Discord app and got a significant performance boost. Discord's time to interactivity was reduced by 400 milliseconds, which was 12% speed up with a one line change tested on Samsung A14. On the other hand, storing the bundle uncompressed will result in higher space consumption for your application on the user device. If this is a concern to you, you can toggle this behavior using the enable bundle compression property in your app build.gradle file. So yeah, something like this. Please note that the APK size will increase in this release, but your users won't be paying the extra cost in APK download size as the APKs are compressed when downloaded from the network. Breaking changes, removal of remote JS debugging. As part of our ongoing efforts to improve debugging, we are removing the remote JS debugging via Chrome. This legacy debugging method was deprecated and moved to a runtime opt-in in React Native 0.73. Please use React Native DevTools for modern and reliable debugging. This also means that React Native is no longer compatible with React Native Debugger community project. For developers that want to use third-party debugging extensions such as Redux DevTools, we recommend Expo DevTools plugin or integrating the standalone version of this tool. Read more in this dedicated post. Internal modules updated to export syntax. As part of modernizing our JavaScript codebase, we have updated a number of implementation modules within React Native to consistently use export syntax instead of module.exports. We have updated around 46 APIs in total, which can be found in the changelog. This change has a subtle impact on existing imports. So case 1, default export. So yeah, I think we were already using something like this. Then case secondary export, there are few cases of this pattern, again unaffected when using the root React Native import. We expect the impact of this change to be extremely limited, particularly for projects written in TypeScript and using import syntax. Please check for any type errors to update your code. The root React Native import is strongly recommended. As a general takeaway, we strongly recommend importing from the root React Native part to avoid extraneous breaking changes in the future. In our next release, we will be deprecating deep imports as part of better defining React Native's public JavaScript API. See the RFC, other breaking changes. This list contains a series of other breaking changes we suspect could have a minor impact to your product code and are worth noting. Invalid unitless length in box shadows and filter. In order to make React Native more compliant with the CSS web specs, we now don't support any more unitless length in box shadow and filter. This means that if you were using a box shadow of 1 black, we won't be rendering. You should instead specify units as 1 pixel black. Remove incorrect HWB syntax support from normalize color. In order to make React Native more compliant with the CSS web specs, we now restrict some invalid syntax for HWB. Historically, React Native used to support comma separated values, which we don't support anymore. You should migrate to HWB, something like without commas. You can read more about this change here. Libraries, core, exceptions manager and exports update. As part of our effort to modernize the React Native JS API, we have updated exception manager to now export a default exception manager object and synthetic error as secondary export. React Native 78 contains over 944 commits from 100 contributors. Thanks for all your hard work. We want to send a thank you to those community members that shipped significant contributions in this release. So I think Mark Rousey for developing and documenting Android faster app startup feature. Kudo Chen and Oscar, I'm not going to pronounce this, for working on the React Native community JavaScript core package and writing the JSC moving to community package section. James Lawson for adding support for import subpath resolution in Metro. Moreover, we also want to thank the additional author that worked on documenting features in this released post. Rob Hogan for the new Metro features section. Alex Hunt for the removal of remote JS debugging and internal modules updated to export syntax sections, and Ricardo for the work on iOS native module registration. Upgrade to 79. Please use the React Native upgrade helper to view code changes between React Native version for existing project. In addition to the upgrading docs, to create a new project, you can just run this command. If you use Expo, React Native 78 will be supported in the upcoming Expo HDK 53 as default version of React Native. 79 is now the latest stable version of React Native, and 76 moves to unsupported. For more information, see React Native support policy. We aim to publish a final end of life update of 76 in the near future. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.